Can you feel it, Fluttershy? The element of terror is calling to you, leading you to the place of its power. Focus, Fluttershy. You are so very close now.
It's so dark.
Only in the darkness can you find the truth. Only in the truth can you find the light. Fluttershy, embrace the darkness, and even the darkness shall become light before your eyes.
It's so cold.
The power of terror is a treasure hidden in darkness and in a fortress of ice. But all who find this treasure shall be filled with fire and light.
I can feel its power.
You are right there at the door, Fluttershy. Open your heart and become one with terror.
Oh no! I can't!
Do not turn away. You must never. Look into my eyes. Focus on my eyes. They are all that exist. That's it. Come. Easy. You were so close, my apprentice. Ascension was in your hooves. Why did you turn away?
When I opened the door, I saw something. Something I could not bear to see.
There is a reason few have ever mastered the element of terror, and why so many can be undone simply by looking into the eyes of one who has. It's because few can face the truth about themselves. What did you see that made you turn?
My father.
Tell me about him, Fluttershy. Speak of this evil, and you will rob it of its power.
My mother died, giving birth to me, Guy. My father loved her more than life, and blamed me for her death. So when he came home from work from the Rainbow Factory every night, he would drink. Then he would tell me how I ruined his life, and if he felt especially passionate about it, he'd beat me for good measure. I lived in constant fear, and was so torn up inside, I despaired of life, even as a little filly. It was then that I had my accident. I went to watch a friend of mine race. During the race, I got knocked through a hole in the clouds, and unsurprisingly, nobody noticed. Not even my friend. I fell, Guy. I couldn't fly back then. Maybe because fear had made my magic tie up in knots. But whatever the reason, I was falling, and I knew I was going to die. And yet, for the first time in my life, I was no longer afraid. I was content for it to end. My miserable, empty existence was nothing but pain to me, and that pain was about to end. But, once the veil of fear was torn away, I looked around at the world racing up towards me, and realized how beautiful it was. I looked up at the cloud city I had been born to, and saw for the first time how truly small my troubles really were. And for the first time in my life, I wanted to live. Something awakened in me in that moment, a power I did not understand, until you found me. As I fell, the power of terror awakened within my soul, and I summoned a cloud of magical butterflies to catch me and lower me to earth in safety. I landed in the ever-free forest, and the creatures that dwelled there sensed my abyssal power and obeyed my will. I stayed in the forest many days, afraid my father would come looking for me and try to take me back to Cloudsdale. But, after a while, it became clear no one was coming to look for me. Not even my friend. And while that might have made any other pony very sad, to me, it was a vast relief. Eventually, I wandered into Ponyville, and found my great aunt who lived there. I was afraid she might try to take me back to my father, but she never said a word about him. She just welcomed me into her cottage, as if I'd always been there. She was so kind, Guy. I learned the power of kindness from her. Of that I have no doubt. But she was very old, and I only had a few years with her before she died. But she left me her cottage and a small inheritance, so I would never have to go back to my father. I wanted to believe that she was my inspiration and the true source of the power in me. But Guy, when I opened the door of my soul, it was not my aunt who reached out to embrace me.
Say it, Fluttershy.
It was my father. Despite everything I have strived for, have done, the source of my power isn't my kind aunt, it's my wicked father. I can't do this, Guy. This truth. It's too heavy for me.
Fluttershy, I can help you bear many burdens, but this door you must enter alone of your own power, and you must do it with all of your heart, soul, and strength. If you falter even a little, the element of terror will reject you, and there is great peril in that. This is the reason few ancients were abyssals. There is very real danger in the ascension of an abyssal. Many have perished in the attempt. But at the same time, what is behind that door is who you truly are, and if you turn away now, it will be the same as rejecting yourself.
I know. So, what must I do?
Like most questions concerning the power of terror, the answer is very simple and terrible. But you already know what I am about to say.
My father. I have to confront him, don't I?
Many believe fear and terror to be much the same thing, but nothing could be further from the truth. All who know true terror fear nothing. You must come to grips with the truth of your father. Only then will the terror within you become complete, and your ascension possible. The hour is late, and you have much to meditate upon.
Thank you, Guy, my prince. I love you more than you will ever know. No matter how this turns out, I want you to understand that one truth.
I have little experience with love, Fluttershy. War and terror are all I've known until I met Twilight, and through her, all of you, my friends. But you and I share a special bond, for though my heart belongs to Twilight, you understand me on a level no one else can. That makes you a very special friend indeed.
You better stop talking like that, or Twilight and Discord might get jealous again.
Now there is a terrifying thought. Twilight and Discord united in malice. But Twilight knows very well no one can contend with her when it comes to my heart.
She's not the only one who knows that. Are you and Twilight coming to dinner tomorrow?
Of course.
I invited Rarity, Ravinius, you, Twilight, and Discord, of course. I thought it'd be nice for the three couples to get together.
Dinner with Discord and Ravinius? What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, stop. Discord will behave himself. And now that I've gotten to know him, even Ravinius is amusing company.
I have to agree. Ravinius has been full of surprises. He's still Ravinius, but there is a lot more to him than I had originally thought. But Discord...
Oh, I know. Don't think that I don't. He's not truly reformed. He's a creature who does whatever it takes to get what he wants. But, as long as I am what he truly wants...
You do have him wrapped around your hoof, don't you?
He really does love me, Guy. I hope you see that much.
That much? I do see. I also see that you truly love him, too.
Even still, I do sometimes wish that it had been me who had fallen through that portal instead of Twilight.
Some things happen because of our choices. Some things happen because of the choices of others. And some things happen simply because they must. Twilight and I are bound by both love and destiny. But if you had been that mare of destiny, I would have counted myself just as fortunate as I am now.
Then I will see you tomorrow night. This is very nice. It was Ravinius who suggested the restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, isn't this amusing? An evening of long, awkward silences with Equestria's most famous couples. Well, Keetra, how about you get the conversation going with another profound quote from your dear father, the late great Abyssus? You have no love for either my father or his teachings, Discord. Oh, so very astute of you, Guy. I'm just trying to make conversation here. So just to make it a little more interesting, how about you give us a famous quote from your mother?
Actually, I've never heard you talk about your mother, Guy. I would like to hear about her too.
I cannot. I have not told you anything about her because I don't know anything about her. She vanished before I was born.
I'm so sorry, Guy. I had no idea. Wait, before you were born?
Dragons lay eggs, Twilight. It takes special magic to make them hatch, and sometimes that magic does not activate for centuries. It is therefore not unheard of for dragons to be born into the world with their mothers long dead. But as far as I know, she did not die, she just disappeared, and not even my father's great vision could find her. But Discord already knows that much, don't you, Discord? Just trying to make conversation. And look, we're all talking now. Isn't that pleasant? You have told them this much. Do tell them the rest of the story. What? Don't feel like sharing your sorted family secrets? Well, fine then. I'll break the ice by sharing some of mine. My mother abandoned me when I was just a pup. I can't blame her. Leaving my father was the wisest decision of her life. Though I do wish she had taken me with her. Not that it matters. She didn't live very long anyway. She wasn't an immortal, so she died of old age during the dark years while Celestia was pouting. There. I shared. Now, it's your turn. When my mother discovered she was pregnant, she went to the great library to seek an oracle about her child from the librarian. She never spoke of what she learned there, but the moment she laid my egg, she left Haven and vanished without a trace. She left no word or clue as to why. Father adored her. I could hear it in his voice when he spoke of her, and he never really got over her disappearance. He tried to get the librarian to reveal the oracle, but the librarian died without revealing his secrets, and Xena was chosen to take his place. Xena made a thorough search for my father, but the library did not reveal its secrets to her either. Oh, what a sad, tragic tale. And now we're all feeling such sympathy for you. Now isn't that nice? And how about you, Revenius? Have any family tales to tell?
Well, actually, my dad was...
Fascinating. You know, I think the only one at this table that doesn't have any mommy-daddy issues is Rarity.
Not at all, my dear. Why, my mother once made me wear white after Labor Day. Well, she did. But I didn't order a...
Hey, Rarity, pull my finger.
Oh, don't be such silly ponies. This is a party. We are supposed to be having fun. Of course I will pull your finger, dear.
Rarity, will you marry me?
Yes! Yes! 1,000 times! Yes!